Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and children of all ages. My name is Evil Dragon XXL. Welcome to ILR1. It's being streamed today by yours truly. I'm not alone in the commentary box today because I've got a very special guest returning to my company for the first time in a long time. It is the wonderful Jess Game. Hello there.
Hello, Evil. How are you doing? I'm doing great. It's a lovely sunny day in Silverstone right now. It is one of the first races on the F1 Formula 1 Championship back in 1950. So it's been in the calendar pretty much since day dawn, really. So this should be a very good race as it's pretty much the home Grand Prix for most of these drivers.
Indeed, it most certainly is. British Grand Prix first hosted an event in 1948 in a much more reversed layout than it currently is, driving around the actual inside of the airfield instead of the perimeter which we currently see now. The circuit's undergone a variety of changes over the last 70 years. Most importantly, coming in the 1990 season when the famous Maggots and Beckett's complex was added, and in 2010 when the loop section was added as well. This circuit, prestigious of course for Grand Prix winners such as Lewis Hamilton and Fernando Alonso as well, done really well in the past, so the likes of Vettel and a few other famous drivers as well. Schumacher famously drove around this circuit in the pit lane to win the 1998 Grand Prix in torrential conditions. I don't think we're going to be seeing anyone driving the pit lane today, do you think, to win the race, Jess?
Well, it is a bit risky, to be honest. You never know. We may see some damage in the first lap, like we've seen in a few teams already this week. With the free tyres on offer today, we're probably most likely going to see the soft and medium tyres being used for the drivers today, but we may see the blue hards if they have a almighty shunt and an old God moment, as Evil Dragon likes to call it usually, and it looks like it's going to be a one-stop for pretty much all the drivers.
Indeed, one stop, most likely soft to presumably medium tyres, but we'll find out what they could do. I doubt anyone will go on those blue-walled horrible things called the super mega hards, or DEF as I like to call them, because they're as cold as ice and they're all willing to sacrifice. As Cliffy is currently in the pit lane. Who else has set lap times coming through the middle sector? Got Lambo, where you got Foxy on lap, we've got Blizzard. Now he is currently right up the top of the championship right now, so let's see what he can do. The Mercedes driver into club, into the Vale. Through he comes, nice and smooth. This would be up to P1, is a 125.6, puts him over 4/10 ahead of the rest of the field. Stonking lap from the Mercedes, and that's really truly shows just the pace this man's got right now.
Yes, he's pretty much unstoppable, isn't he, Evil? He's basically won pretty much most of the races this season. The only race he hasn't won was in, I believe it was in China. Every other race that he has taken part in this season he has won. He's pretty much unstoppable. He's got a 54-point gap in the championship between his nearest rival. It's me. He won in dominant fashion in Austria. Who can challenge him, really? We'll just have to find out, really. He's on course to taking his second ILR1 championship in a row, which will be an amazing feat considering he was only in ILR1, I think, last season. So, looking forward to it.
Incredible potential back-to-back world champion. But it's me, let's see what he can do. Yellow flags flying, source backs off, presumably in the last sector, and it goes green. Again, it's me coming through the middle sector right now as a few drivers warming themselves up for their lap. Let's go on board with It's Me when he begins his lap right now around this famous British Grand Prix, the famous Silverstone circuit, like I mentioned. One of, if not the oldest Grand Prix circuit on the calendar. The only others that overdate it, of course, Monaco, Spa, famously as well, a Monza. So let's see then, what can It's Me do? He's coming down into the pit lane, so never mind, I thought he was going to go for a lap. Well, that's ruined that one. Let's see who's currently coming down towards the last corner then to begin a lap. Leon, no, he's coming to the pit lane. So they've all decided to come into the pit lane just when I was about to do an onboard with everyone. Well, let's go on board with Alfie then. He's coming down to the start line, down towards the first corner. Abby, a quick right hander, used to go left back in the old days, now coming down to the loop section. Chuck it down into third gear, then now into the right, into the left, then down towards Aintree Corner. Then, of course, after the other famous British track, Aintree, of course, a little bit further away from Silverstone, now down the Wellington Straight, and you want to watch out for the overtakes here. Down towards Brooklands and Luffield. We've seen plenty of overtakes around this area of the circuit, and there you can see the old circuit used to rejoin that. And of course, back there as well, when the old circuit used to be on the outskirts of the hang-up. Through Luffield, a bit sideways down there, into Woodcote Corner now. A very quick, easy to make a mistake corner in some occasions, especially in the rain. Into Cobbs Corner, and you always love listening to cars fly through here. Completely flat sideways through the exit line, but keeps the car kind of in a straight line, which is the important bit. Down into Maggots, down into Beckett's now, and then you'll chuck it down into 5th gear, potentially 4th if you need it. Build the speed up now down the Hangar Straight, and we've seen overtakes here before. Circa Nigel Mansell on Nelson Piquet, I think it was, in the 80s. And chuck it in here then, nice and smooth, down into Stoke, and then down into Club Corner then. Of course, the Club Circuit lies just a little bit around this area as well, then into the Vale. A very little tricky little right hand over the last corner now on this circuit. Crosses the line, goes P6.
It's a pretty good lap from Alfie. 6-10 separated between him and Elizabeth Tops. Well, separated by 9-10 per second. So already a close qualifying. We've got roughly about 5 or 6 drivers not set a lap time yet, but it is still early days. They still want to get used to track and everything to make sure they get the best possible lap time. Looking at what they set their best lap time, a lot of people set their best qualifying lap time on the soft, in the top 10, and a few on the medium. So yes, softs definitely have the most grip. They can last to around about, I think around about lap 9 and 10 before they can go off. So there's a lot of people are going on their hour laps again now to start their second stint. It should be interesting. Can anyone beat Blizzard's pole time? ILR1 Xbox early on in the week, the pole time there was a 1:25.2. So the challenge there is, can any one of these drivers today beat that?
Yeah. Well, let's find out, of course. Well, Sterling Rest currently down in 15th position there. But Blizzard currently on the pole position. He is just over 2 and a bit tenths ahead of the Toro Rosso there of Xenic II. So that's going to be interesting there. Bit of interesting battle going on. That's Alfie and Jarno there going in each other's way. That Jarno just warming his tyres up to begin another lap. And Goman, he's just coming down into Cops Corner now. Wayne currently in 5th position now. I saw him the other day, and well, I had a bit of fun with that one. Abidum coming down into the pit lane right now, burning out his lap. Paris in the other Ferrari coming in the pit now, so everyone now backing off of their lap then. So they'll go for their next run, and that's where we're starting to see just who is going to get this ultimate pole position, because it's the final lap in qualifying that counts, because the circuit will be at its most grippiest.
Yes, the track does start to evolve pretty much at the final stages, so pretty much people are waiting just to find the right time, really, to be honest. And you know, it's just getting also about the traffic as well. If you have clean air as well in front of you going onto the circuit, this will give you more of an advantage. But maybe also your teammate could help you out as well, so maybe they could give you a little bit of a tow or anything like that. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. I'm seeing if anyone else is on a lap at the moment. There's quite a few people on their out laps, I think. I'm just going to see. I think Zenki is going into the pits right now, or going out of the pits to start his flyer. I think Liam is on in lap, so he's going into the pits. A lot of people running out. A few. I'm just seeing who else. Blizzard's teammate Francis is going through Stone now. 1:25.4 set by Blizzard. And with 7 minutes to go, he's already beaten his time already, as Francis is just going through Club. Fail now, going into Club, going towards the final corner. Let's see what he can do to see if he can improve on his lap time. He goes P7 at the moment, still 4 tenths behind, so pretty close between these guys already, Evil.
Yep, I just saw Goman currently in P2 there, just 4 tenths off Blizzard, who just set an even quicker lap time. He set a 25.6, now it's a 25.4. Jarno then into P3 ahead of Zinky then in P4. It's me in P5, so the Toro Rosso's running together. Liam in the pit lane, and Francis, of course, set the lap time just a minute ago. He is ahead of Wayne, Abidum, Leon, who's currently on board. He's just coming down into the first couple of corners there to begin his next lap. So all the drivers currently this is a tricky situation. We're going to start tripping over each other in this middle sector. Quite a lot of them. This circuit, Jess, it's quite thin, to be honest, isn't it, compared to the likes of these Telcodromes. It's an original circuit, of course. Yes, it's been updated in 2010, but the core element of it's been the same since the 1990s.
Yeah, it's pretty much had different layouts at the time, but it's pretty much kept the same for most of the years. There was a few times where Copse Corner was turn 1. We've seen that in iRacing as well, in most of the early layouts as well. It took a while for people to get used to the fact that Copse was in the first corner, and it turned out to be Abbey instead. And it's just pretty iconic, really, to be honest. That's why people enjoy racing in. If people get a home win today, it's going to really set them in the books as well, and it'll mean so much for the guys at the top as well, in particular ones that are trying to knock Blizzard off their perch as well. With 5 minutes left to go, and Blizzard is still on top with Gonan, who has just gone up into P2.
Indeed, Yano P3, Goman still P2 right now, but the gap about 0.4 of a second, so it really truly shows Blizzard's pace right now. We've got the likes of Lambo down the back as well, so they want to be getting a move on. A few of them on the medium tyres though. I'm looking at Lewis right down the back. We're looking at Sterling Rest coming through the last corner, shaking the rear end of that Williams. Doesn't look very comfortable there, so the Williams, just like real life, seems to be having a little bit of a balance issue right now, but hopefully they can catch that one there. Poe getting a little bit of trouble. That might be presumably Leon, who is kind of just coming into that pit lane. Yes, it is. So the two Renaults rather holding each other up a little bit there. And that's not what they want to do with 4 minutes to go, does it?
No, and if they held each other up, it's definitely going to cost them in terms of track position as well. And they may, if they're in the top 10 as well, their softs may start to die out quite early on than the other runners, really. Indeed. Well, let's find out, of course. Francis currently on the circuit, as well as Lickle as well. He's currently building up to his next run in the Haas then. So let's see what he can do. His fellow teammate Lambo down in P17, still in the pit lane. Two people have yet to set lap times. That is Seabrain and Cliffy, as actually Lickle comes in the pit lane. So let's see, actually. Seabrain on the circuit. Now he is in P19, so Lambo is not in a Haas. He's in the Force India then, but here we go. 13 seconds up on his lap time, which Gavin set, so that means he's going quicker. It doesn't look too good of a lap load, so I might come in the pit then. Runs wide there. I expect he'll come in the pits. Yes, he does. He bows out of that one. No lap time yet. Got Wayne on the circuit right now in the Ferrari, so let's see what he can do. He's just coming down towards the Stowe corner at 105, so looks like a little bit of an improvement lap right now. He's building up the ERS deployment now as he just comes through the middle sector. And let's see if he finishes this a lap off then. So he will do. This should possibly put him a little bit higher up then, possibly around about the 7th or 8th position if he hooks the last couple of corners up. Through he comes, across the line, and goes to P2 then. So stonking that from the Ferrari driver then. Yes, he's in a very good position. He definitely did show what he could do in China as well, of course, with Blizzard not being able to score, so, and lots of other races as well. So he is true potential, to be honest, and he can score higher up the grid, to be honest, if any of the other guys don't score high enough. So we just have to find out. 2 minutes left to go of qualifying. Everyone is pretty much going on their final stints, and everybody is on the soft tyres. There's only one person that's got fitted the medium tyres, and that is Cliffy at the back, so I'm guessing he is opting for an alternate strategy, which could work, could not work. We'll have to find out. Maybe the mediums could come into their own when the soft runners are about to die out as well. So I think people are just waiting. I'm just seeing who might be the last person to cross the line, but it is anyone's game, to be honest. If you're the last across the line, you're most likely going to get pole. That isn't usually the case sometimes. We just have to find out. Blizzard is closing up to get to the 125.2s, but he needs to find 2/10 for that. But Wayne is also closing up to Blizzard's time, so anything can happen here.
Yeah, of course. Wayne, I presume he's saving his ERS deployment now, so he's going to go for 2 quick flying laps, I believe. Oh no, he's coming in the pits then. So, but Wayne has decided to bail out then, so he won't get another lap in. So that means Blizzard is a little more comfortable now, unless Goman, who can improve. He's just started another lap, did improve that to a 1:25.7. Yanu in P4 ahead of Zenki in P5. So let's see what they all can do. They're all beginning that outlap. They want to be careful they don't go too slowly right now, because they've only got 1 minute to go. Liam through the last corner to begin his lap right now. He does improve a little bit, currently in P8. He's ahead of Francis, who's coming through Stowe. Alright, now towards the last section, runs a little bit wide, and I think he's going to bail off of that one. He's on an outlap actually last, so that's good for him. Abidum's backed off his lap. He's in the pit lane as well as Foxy Dude. So, 2 people in as Abidum retires in the pit lane, and then Foxy Dude in. Let's see what Leon's doing. Who will be the next guy to cross the line? Well, let's see. We've got Alfie passing one of the McLarens there down towards the loop section. That might be Lewis. Yes, it is. Running a little slow out of the way, getting out of the way of absolutely everyone. So he's pretty much out of the section then. Cliffy, he's beginning his last lap. So he's going to be the last person to cross the line, I think, then.
Yep, he is, because the people likes of Blizzard are just on sector 2, so Blizzard won't be the last person to cross the line, which will probably be a relief for someone. I've just seen a Toro also going a bit wide in sector 3 on the start-finish straight, and that is It's Me, so that his qualifying lap done, so he won't be taking further part of qualifying. Colin goes up to P2, 49 thousandths of a second. Blizzard really can back out, but he's still got Zenki and Janel on the lap. Right now, I'm just trying to see who could be. I think someone's on sector 3. Leon is going towards, just past Club now. What can he do? Can he climb up? No, he stays 13th for now. What about the other guys? I'm just trying to see. Zenki just going through Cops. Blizzard's coming across the line. Can he improve?
Nope.
Nope, he does not improve. He stays pole though, so still the pole time of 1:25.4. We've got Janel going past the hang straight and going through to Stowe to see if he can improve. He hasn't got pole in a while, so we'll just have to wait and see what happens. They've always gone a little bit wide there as he goes through Club. He's going to get a little bit of slipstream, not quite from the car in front. I don't think it's going to be enough evil as he comes across the line. What lap time is he going to set? He does improve though by 15 thousandths of a second. Zenki's going across the line now. Let's see what he could do in the Toro Rosso. P5, so nobody was able to beat the pole time of 1:25.4. So once again, Blizzard is your pole man for the British Grand Prix.
Cliffy didn't set a lap time in the end there, so decided either to bail out. He had it off somewhere which we didn't see. So disappointment for him, down of qualifying. That didn't set a lap at all. So that is going to be the big question. Who is going to turn one? Blizzard versus Goman, by the way. Only 50 thousandths in the end separated the Mercedes and the Red Bull there, so very close. Wayne, a further 2 tenths off the pace ahead of Yanu then in the Force India. The other Red Bull Toro Rossos, say Zenki there in P5 ahead of Francis. It's Me ahead of Linky. Liam in P9 ahead of Sterling West, who's doing a sterling job there in P10. Seabrain in P11 ahead of Paris. ILRT Abidum there in P13. Foxy Dude at P14. Leon is in P15 right now then.
Yeah, so pretty much the top 17 almost separated by a second. So these ILR1 drivers are very close around this circuit. Obviously, it's a circuit that they have grown to on new games and Evil. There's no rain to be seen, really. It reminds me of the 2018 Silverstone British Grand Prix, where it was sun, and more sun, and very, very hot, which means the tyres are going to get really hot very quickly. So what is the bottom half of the grid going to start their race on? Because obviously the top 10, they have to start on the tyres that they've set their fastest lap on, which I think will be the soft tyres for the majority of them. Who is going to go onto the mediums? I won't be surprised if Cliffy will go for the alternate strategy. He did do it in qualifying.
Well, let's see what they can do. I expect most people will be starting on those soft compounds. It'll be very audacious on the mediums. You expect to see possibly the last 2 or 3 cars on the grid to sell them on the mediums. I highly unexpect anyone on those medium, well, those very hard compound tyres, because that will just be absolute death as they will begin there for Masonland then. So let's have a check then, if we can, what all of the drivers are on. Let's see what tyres are on. Yeah, all mostly softs. Seabrain and Paris on the mediums. Like I said, yeah, back row, Cliffy on the mediums. So most of the drivers on those soft tyres. So expect them just presumably around about lap 9 to probably about lap 13 on the mediums to the end. For the medium tyres, probably around about lap 16 if they can stretch it. Hopefully we don't see any disqualifications this time, though, because we've seen that a few times in the past. So let's hope for the best.
Yep, so Blizzard is going to start the race in pole position. It's very important that he gets a very good start. Usually when he starts on pole, he really gets a dream start anyway. Gonanen did start on pole position last week for the Austrian Grand Prix. Unfortunately, he did not take the win, of course. Blizzard ended up taking a win in Austria. So I wonder in the British Grand Prix, will we see the pole sitter take the win? We haven't seen that many in many races in ILR this season, so we might break tradition tonight. We'll have to wait and see. And there's not really much difference between the soft and the mediums. The softs, more grip, more track position, and most crucially, more overtakes. So that's going to be good for the top 10, whereas CC Brain and Paris, they may help their teammates a little bit more and try to stretch out the gap so they can hold it up. In particular, Paris in a Ferrari can help Wayne out a little bit as well. So with 20 drivers on the grid, expect to see a lot of action. Hopefully we won't see any carnage into turn 1.
Oh, well, it's already happened. Yeah, it happens immediately as there goes Goman and Wayne, who has rather ran into each other there. So that's not really what they wanted to do there. A few people really out of position, actually. Zenki in P5 is currently right up there on the P2 spot right now. So, a few of the drivers out of position. Now, of course, unlike real life, you can overtake on the formation lap. Not advised, though, because, well, people get disqualified like that. And luckily on this game, the tyre temperatures, they do not matter if you've been stuck on the formation lap longer than others. And like games like Project Cars, for example, where the tyre temperatures all matter. So, Blizzard will lead Goman Wayne then in P3. The session getting ready to go then. So, we have 26 laps ahead of the drivers. One of the Red Bull down the back. That's Cliffy out of sync then. We're getting ready to go then with the 1 light, the 2 light, the 3 lights, 4 lights and 5 lights. And when they go off, we will begin. So it's a good start immediately from Blizzard then, who logs us off the grid. Good start there from one of the Force Indians as well down the inside, and Wayne up to P2. One car running a bit wide in the background, but brilliant start from Wayne there in the Ferrari. Good start for him, and as well Yanu in the Force India. A few cars run wide in the background. One of the Williams off the road. Another Williams going sideways, but crucially Blizzard leads in the beginning of this race from Wayne, Yanu, and then Goma down into P4 ahead of the Toro Rossos here. They battle down towards. Few cars going wide there. The Toro Rosso slithering around the outside there as one of the Mercedes goes around the outside of 1, around the outside of 2 potentially. That's Francis getting involved here. So they're all kicking off at the beginning of this race, but no contact, no cars off crucially.
That is kind of like a miracle, because we've seen in most tiers this week, we've seen a lot of carnage into turn 1 in this race. So luckily these drivers are keeping it clean, as always very, very tight exit from, I think Gonanen is going to, is right behind Zenki now. We also got Wayne and Jano as well. Trying to find, you can already see Blizzard already having some sterling pace already. He's flying, he's already 1.6 seconds behind at P2. It just shows how good he is on this game already, and Zenki is going to see if he can try and fend off Francis. And it's a great move from Gonanen, as Gonanen has fought back the position up into P4. Francis going through Club, Vale, and does he make this move stick? Yes, he does.
Awfully got too close together. The Toro Rossos, I think they may have barred tyres there a little bit. So, very close stop between those two. I was looking whilst we were talking, by the way, Janu got past Wayne around the outside of Cops, by the way, on the first lap. So, beautiful overtake from the Force India, I must say that. In the background, look at this. They're all still going at it. And the McLaren there into P7 there. So, where's he come from? It's me dropping down. And Zenki as well. So, the Toro Rossos, have they got an issue all of a sudden? Because they're dropping down like lead paint in water. They're going backwards very suddenly here. Up the inside, I think, goes the Force India then. Look, There goes It's Me. I think he's got damage. Yes, he has. It's Me's lost half his front wing. I think have the Toro Rosso's crashed together there. Now that there is going to be very interesting stuff there as they get very close there. Hand goes up there as Zenki getting in the slipstream of It's Me. It's Me's going to have to let him through because this is going to be a very dangerous situation. The two teammates into Cop's corner. Off goes It's Me off the road completely there as they all get bunched up down into Maggots and Beckers then for the second lap. And this Jess is getting a little bit close for comfort. One car going off the road as well. So a little bit carnetic at the beginning of this race.
I probably jinxed it. I think probably lap 2 is turning into lap 1. It looks like Zenki's going to lose another position from the Williams of Sterling West as well. So probably Zenki's going to dive it into the pits, and that's not going to help his race at all. And he's probably going to go his tyres. And we have a yellow flag. Which Leon has dropped quite a lot. The biggest gainers so far has got to be Lambo and Cliffy. Lambo and Cliffy both gained 5 positions, but Paris is all the way from P12 is now in 8th at the moment, so good start for him, but there's a few big losers as well. Zenki.
Yep, see Brad having the battle here with the Haas driver, so soft versus medium tyres then, so let's see if the Alfa Romeo can power past that Haas then. DRS activated on this lap, so we'll have it. Seabrain will have to cover the inside line, but look at the overspeed that the Alpha has got really on the Haas there. No effort whatsoever then. Clean around the outside. Behind him there, Sterling West and Lambo battling around that Toro Rosso versus that's Zenki and Poe battling together actually. So Zenki dropping backwards and backwards and hard tyres there for It's Me. Now here comes the Red Bull around the outside of Zenki. The Toro Rossos are going backwards like absolute massively wrong there. So the wires gone wrong between the strategy of Zenki's got damage we don't know as there's Seabrain off the road, and that's down into Cop's corner. He spun it on the inside curb then. I think we just caught it there. That's into the wall. Luckily no damage really done. I think the front end plate, yes, front end plate's gone there, so he'll have to come in the pit lane as Alfie and Lewis battling away there. As up the inside there goes Alfie on Zenki. So Zenki's lost a completely amount of pace there. Has he got damage on that front wing? We can't see. I think so. He's coming in the pit lane nonetheless.
Yes, he's probably going to go onto a set of hard tyres, just like his teammate It's Me. And whilst all that action was going on as well, Rain was always trying to look around the inside of Janel through Stowe, but couldn't quite do it on this occasion. But Janel has gained quite a lot of time to Blizzard. Blizzard was around about 1.52 seconds ahead of the other 2 cars in the top 3, but the other 2 must have gained a bit of pace, so that means they're chasing up for the lead of this race. So this can get really, really hot and tasty. It may not be too close for comfort for Blizzard at the moment.
Yeah, Blizzard, he's got a bit of a train behind him right now. He's got Janu, he's got Wayne, Goman and Franz all with him. Now Blizzard, of course, so it is technically a giant Mercedes Simons though. Seabrain, who's just retired from this race, but he is completely livid after that mistake. We don't know exactly what happened, but it looked like he got on the curb and spun to the inside of the circuit. Easy thing to do. I saw that in the Blancpain endurance race around here, the 6 hours of Silverstone earlier this week, I think last week actually, potentially. So a few drivers making mistakes. Janilo closing right up there on the Mercedes, down into Stowe. He's trying his best. We're on that 4 of 26. No need to make a rash, unnecessary move right in this early stage. Wayne and Goman, Francis, Paris Bolloway and Lickle battling together, the Haas and the Ferrari there. And let's see who's got the position done. Cameras aren't really doing us justice there. I think Lickle stays behind, so Paris now threw up the inside of Lickle then. So he drops back down in another position then, and now he can go chase on to the back of Francis and these top 5 who are all together. And the crucial thing is, Jess, who's going to get the massive overrun? Because they're all going to get us. Really, Francis getting a mega run out of all of this.
Yes, he is the one that's going to benefit a lot out of everyone, really. As you can see from the interval times that you're about to see on your screen, 7 tenths between him and Bolland right now. He's pretty much gaining on them as we speak right now. So some of these guys may be pushing on their tyres a little bit too much, so we'll just have to wait and see. They may have to pit a little bit earlier in the pit stops, and we're only seeing Zenki going into the pit again, I believe. So he must have caught in another trouble. So this race has gone from bad to worse already in this Grand Prix for Zenki. Not what he wanted for his home Grand Prix, unfortunately.
New front wing, so it's gone from bad to worse for him. Now let's have a look at Yarny. Let's see what he can do on the exit of Maggot Beck and Chap. A little bit too far back. All the cars kind of starting to spread out a little bit now. Apart from Johnny, who's really trying to have a look. No, surely not on the inside into Stowe. Surely that won't work there, Sonny Jim. They'll barge you off the road. He'll piss you wide. He's entitled to do so, so he'll just squeeze him wide, then run deep into the corner. Blizzard there perfects that one there, so will not allow you through. Give him a bit of space on the exit to try and come around the outside into Veda, but no way, Jose, you're going to come through around that corner there. So Blizzard retains the lead from Johnny and Wayne in P3 right now, but still, the Force India there, or the Racing Point, whatever you want to call it, trying to pull the press ahead. The Ferrari, the Red Bull, and the Mercedes behind, all just sitting there waiting, tasting blood ahead of each other as Blizzard tries to hold off this storm right now, and the storm is very much getting a bit frosty.
Yes, Blizzard managed to defend that quite nicely from the cars in front. It's getting very, very tasty for Blizzard, to be honest, and he is one of the top drivers, and if any of these guys get ahead of him, it may be a miracle. We'll just have to find out, but Giano is looking like the favourite to possibly get ahead of Blizzard pretty soon, as well as we've got on lap 6 or 26. The soft runners will start to come in about a few laps time, as someone has gone into the wall. Now
Go, man.
In the Red Bull, so his race is pretty much over, which was a bit of a shame. Now nasty shunt, I think that it was caused by his own doing, so it's now turning into a four-way
battle. Look at Yarno, here comes Janu, Jess, sorry to interrupt you there, he's going to try around the outside into Stowe corner. That'll be brave stuff either way around the outside again though. Blizzard, he's not using ERS mind though, so he is definitely trolling these drivers right now. But let's see, is Janu got the inside line here? That's going to compromise then to try and get a cutback, but nothing you can do here into this little pit-pass section there. No way through at all then, so very much then, I'm trying on the inside into Abby then. That'll be brave stuff. And loses the rear end again there. Here comes the Ferrari to try up the inside of the Force India. Can't do it. So Blizzard toying with all these drivers right now. And he might end up costing himself a bit more. Up the inside there tries the other Mercedes. And this is all getting a little bit personal right now. So I think, is Blizzard trying to allow Francis to try and close up and get a few positions here?
I won't be surprised, possibly teammates helping out each other really, and it's getting to that point in the championship where if you're not in the championship fight, you're possibly going to ring the rim man. The battle for P5 is pretty much rooming with Abby and Paris, actually it's P6 actually, as they go just past Wellington Straight and going into the start of sector 2. Abby Adam managing to hold on to P6 for now, but Paris is right on the back of him going through to Cop's corner, as he is gaining on the Sauber driver. Paris, one of the other guys, having a really good start of this Grand Prix so far.
Yeah, meanwhile, up to the top, guys. Here we go again, then. Here comes Johnny back around the outside, down towards Stoke. He'll have to squeeze him a little bit this time, then, because up the inside will come the Mercedes if he doesn't do it. Keeps the position this time, though, but runs too deep, runs himself wide. And this is the opportunity, then, on board with the Ferrari, side by side, Johnny and Blizzard. Down into the last corners, into the veil. Has Yanu finally got him around the outside? Blizzard still got it there, though. Forces Yanu a little bit wider, who loses the rear end. Side by side, down into the first corner. Who is it going to be? I think Blizzard still, yeah, he's still in the lead there. Off, I think, goes Yanni, then he has gone off the road. 3-1 up the inside. There goes the other Mercedes. They're colliding a little bit as well. This is getting a little bit interesting right now. These guys are going to throw each other off the road at this rate. And Blizzard, rather being the master strategist right now, and he's just making all these drivers battle each other, and they're ruining their tyres. You can see him weaving down the straight there, so he's having a bit of fun as the Force India tries to come up the inside and finally gets back past the Ferrari, who says, no, Sonny Jim, you're not going to come through that, I'll squeeze you wide. And this is only allowing the other Mercedes to close right up behind them again. So far, Blizzard on that 8 leads from Wayne, leads from Yanu, leads from Francis, and then Lickle, Abidum in P6, I had a Paris, Liam, and then Poe there in P9. Lambo in P10, outside it is Cliffy, who's up to P11 now in this race. Foxy, Leon, and then we've got Lewis, Sterling West, then Alfie, it's me, Zenki, and CC Brain out of this race as well. He has left the session, as well as Goman, who is out as well. So, now, we're coming down the straight again, and the battle's starting to cool down a little bit. Here comes Francis on the Force India, then down the inside, potentially into Stowe. Let's see, can he get the inside this time then? So, Gianni runs a little bit wide. That'll be a penalty. You have to get the position up, I think, there, because he ran off the road. But around the outside either way, let's see, the Mercedes, can he hold it? Yes, he can. So after P3 now comes Francis, as now the Ferrari trying to pressurize Blizzard for the lead.
Yes, indeed, and I've also been following this midfield battle for P6, P7 and P5, and Blocks was almost going to make a double or triple overtake happen. But whilst that is happening, we got Paris and Abiadin fighting for P5. Abiadin has really got to fight for its might here if he wants to hold on. It's almost going to be 4 wide almost. We got the McLaren, we got the Force India, and we got the Red Bull as well of Cliffy. This is going to get almighty really quickly past the Wellington straight. Paris is going to take the left-hand side line. Can he make the move stick out of Abiadin? Yes, he does. Up into P5. Sensational move from him on those medium tyres, and I think, Evil, the soft tyres are starting to die out.
Well, lap 9, so like we mentioned, Jess, this should be the window where these guys are all going to come in. They can see that because Paris has got the pace right now, but look at this tray. Paris, Abidon, Lico, Liam, Cliffy and P9, by the way, Lambo, Foxy Dude as well. So they're all together. That's 1, 2, 3. That's for P4, 5 position down all the way to P11. Incredible battles going on through the midfield there. Lickle off the road there. So this should allow the Red Bull there of Cliffy to try and pass one car, might pass two as they go 3 wide, then down towards Stowe. The Red Bulls should have the inside line, but it's the McLaren out of position there, but now on the exit he has a bit more grip, and I think all these guys are going to come in the pit lane, as that was always going to happen there, as they all run into each other. Liam gets a penalty there, and that I think might be taken away because he did get a little bit touched and a little bit sped up because of that up front. Blizzard away Yanu, as in has come Francis, and that is the worst time to come in the pit lane, as he well, all I could say is he's been murdered because he's disappeared. Where has he gone? That is the important question. We have seemed to have lost Francis. He has died. Now, hold your horses as he rejoins the circuit. There he is. He's back on the circuit now. So, terrible pit stop for him there. Lost him a heap of time in that.
Yes, crucially, he was going to help Blizzard at this stage. That is why he decided to come in now to make sure Blizzard stayed ahead. But unfortunately, this is not going to work. But it's going to be a huge advantage for Wayne, as Rain is still on the back of Blizzard, going just past Cox and then going through to Maggots, Beckett and Chapel. Rain has got to make this move now because potentially Wayne and Blizzard and Janel will be pitting roughly at the same time. So it will be the battle of the pit crews. Wayne's going to go and stay on the left-hand side. Is he going to do it across Blizzard? It's going to be very, very tight going until past Stowe. Looks like Blizzard goes ahead of him in the pit lane. Oh, they almost hit each other. Oh, Blizzard getting a 5-second stop go.
Blizzard a 5-second stop go. That was Wayne running into the rear of them there. Blizzard completely and utterly turned left there into Stowe.